You've likely heard that Roth conversions can slash retirement taxes, but used wrong, they easily backfire. It's like a razor sharp knife, powerful in the right hands, but dangerous if misused. As a certified financial planner, I've helped retirees convert hundreds of thousands of dollars the right way, but I've also seen costly mistakes that turn a great tax strategy into a painful regret. So today, I'm showing you the biggest pitfalls to avoid so you don't lose money and your advisor doesn't make these mistakes either. Not all financial advisors specialize in retirement tax planning. Let's dive in. First, a quick refresher on Roth conversions. Simply put, this strategy is when you move money from a traditional IRA where it hasn't been taxed yet into a Roth IRA where it grows and can be withdrawn tax-free. The catch? You have to pay taxes on the converted amount up front. But once it's in the Roth, it's completely tax-free for life. So why do retirees choose to do Roth conversions? A few big reasons. First, it helps to minimize required minimum distributions, or RMDs, later in life. This is when the IRS forces you to take withdrawals so they can tax you whether you need the money or not. A Roth IRA, no RMDs ever. Second, it locks in today's tax rates, helping you save on lifetime taxes. If rates rise or RMDs push your income higher, you could end up paying much more in taxes. A Roth conversion lets you deal with the devil you do know, today's tax rates, rather than the one you don't know, future tax rates. And third, because it gives you flexibility, because now you have a growing bucket of tax-free money. That means more control over taxable income when covering big expenses in retirement like major medical emergencies, major trips, or a new car, without worrying about an unexpected tax hit. So let's talk about the biggest mistakes people make. Mistakes that can turn a great strategy into a costly regret. The first big mistake, getting so excited about long-term tax savings that you overlook how you pay the taxes now. Instead of planning ahead, many retirees simply withhold the tax from their IRA at conversion. Seems easy enough, right? But this is actually a huge mistake because every dollar you use to pay taxes from your IRA is a dollar that never makes it into your Roth IRA. That means less money growing tax-free for the rest of your life. So let's meet Tom and Linda, for example. They're both retired and living comfortably off of their IRA withdrawals. In the year 2025, they can take out up to $127,000 from their IRA and still stay within the 12% marginal federal income tax bracket. So they withdraw, let's say, $60,000 a year, $5,000 a month to cover their living expenses, which means they still have $67,000 of room before jumping into the much higher 22% income tax bracket. So they decide to convert that $67,000 into their Roth IRA. So far, so good. But here's where they go wrong. Instead of paying the taxes from cash, they pull it from the IRA itself. On a $67,000 conversion, that's about $8,000 in taxes. But instead of paying tax from their savings, they have it withheld from the IRA. And now instead of getting $67,000 into their Roth, they only end up with $59,000 growing tax-free. And it doesn't stop there. Next year, they have $8,000 less that they could have converted. And here's the kicker. $8,000 is actually the exact amount of a maximum Roth IRA contribution for someone who's over age 50. That should tell you how big of a goof this is. So, what's the right way to do it? Simply pay the taxes from cash or from a taxable brokerage account or your bank account, not from the IRA itself. Now, the next mistake is another huge oversight people make. They assume their CPA is handling tax planning. But tax preparers and financial advisors serve different roles. Your CPA looks backward at past taxes, while a financial planner looks ahead at tax-saving strategies. Failing to coordinate them can lead to costly Roth conversion mistakes. Think of it this way. Your CPA is like in a car looking through the rearview mirror. They know exactly where your taxable income has landed over the last year, which is valuable, but it's backward looking. Your financial planner, on the other hand, is looking through your windshield, helping you see forward-looking what's ahead and make proactive adjustments. If your financial planner isn't working closely with your tax preparer, you might be making conversion decisions without all the necessary information. And that can mean paying more taxes than you need to. This is exactly why our team has both financial planning and tax preparation in-house. I'm able to coordinate directly with my client's tax preparer sitting in the room right next to me, making sure we're making the best tax-efficient moves for the client. If your advisor isn't doing this, you need to be the one connecting the dots because, frankly, your CPA won't have time to do it for you. If this is something you never thought about, I'd love to help. I offer a free retirement assessment where we look at your income tax brackets and long-term goals to see if a Roth conversion makes sense for you, and make sure your tax strategy is actually coordinated. See the link below to apply for a free retirement assessment. Now, the third major mistake retirees make is converting too much at once. Because when it comes to Roth conversions, bigger isn't always better. A lot of people think Roth conversions are an all or nothing move. I should just convert everything now and just get it over with. But that's where it backfires, big time. This not only pushes you far past ideal tax bracket thresholds, but also triggers extra Medicare costs. Remember our married couple example? They can stay within the 12% income tax bracket so long as their taxable income is under $97,000 in 2025. But let's say they convert too much and bump themselves into the next tax bracket. Suddenly, every dollar of conversion is being taxed at not 12%, but 22%. That's almost double the tax rate that portion of the conversion is seeing. If you're single, that threshold is even lower at around $48,000 of taxable income. And it doesn't just stop there. There's another tax trap called IRMA. That stands for Income Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. And that's how Medicare determines how much you should be paying in premiums. So if you convert too much and your income jumps above those IRMA thresholds, meaning you'll have to pay higher Medicare premiums in the future. And I'm not just talking about small increases. This can amount to hundreds or even thousands of dollars over time. So what's the right way to do it? The key is phase calculated conversions, meaning you convert smaller amounts over multiple years rather than just one big lump sum. Figuring out the right amount to convert for you is crucial. So I'll be covering it in detail in a future video, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. The next mistake is one that actually catches both professionals and retirees off guard, and that's not understanding the 5-year rule. If you think you can pull money out of a Roth conversion right after you do it, you might be in for an unpleasant surprise, because when you do a Roth conversion, that transferred money has to sit there for at least 5 years before you can withdraw it without paying taxes or penalties. And that 5-year clock starts separately for each year's conversion. So let's say you convert $50,000 to a Roth IRA at age 60, thinking you'll tap into it for extra spending money at 62. The problem is if you take that money out before it's been in there for 5 years, you'll owe taxes on any gains and potentially a 10% penalty too. This is especially dangerous if you're retiring early and plan on using Roth conversions as a bridge to cover expenses before claiming Social Security benefits. So if you don't plan ahead, you could find yourself short on cash or paying penalties you didn't expect. Now, the timing of when you convert within the year is just as important as how much you convert. There is a Goldilocks element to it that many don't realize. Some retirees want to get their Roth conversion out of the way, check off the box earlier in the year. But the problem with that is you don't know how the rest of your year will play out. Maybe you receive a bonus or a payout from your old job, or you or your spouse decide to pick up part-time work later in the year. That unexpected extra income could push you into a higher tax bracket, wrecking your Roth conversion plan and forcing you to pay more in taxes than you intended. On the flip side, waiting until the very last minute in December is also risky. By then, you're likely making a rush decision, and the markets might not be in your favor. So for our clients, we like to measure twice and cut once. We evaluate a potential Roth conversion strategy in our spring review right after tax season, so we can use insights from their freshly completed tax return. And then we measure again in our fall review where we have a much clearer picture of their total income for the whole year. And that's when we finalize the conversion strategy and execute it in November, before things get too hectic at year end and around the holidays. So this approach gives us the best balance, enough time to make an informed decision, but not so early that we risk blowing up the tax plan later. So as you've seen, Roth conversions can be one of the best ways to minimize taxes in retirement, but only if they're done right. If you rush in without a plan, these mistakes can cost you thousands and leave you regretting having done it in the first place. So the key takeaway, make sure you measure twice and cut once. Roth conversions can be a game changer for your retirement, but only when they're part of a well thought out tax strategy. Now, if you want to make sure that you're doing Roth conversions the right way, maximizing the tax benefits while also avoiding these costly mistakes, I'd love to help you. I offer a free retirement assessment where we not only look at how to minimize your taxes, but how to optimize your retirement income and investment strategy as well. Sometimes the best move, frankly, is not to do a Roth conversion at all, and I'll help you determine the best path forward for you. Click the link below to apply for your free retirement assessment today. Thanks for watching.